In today's video, we will be breaking down one of the hardest challenges in Marvel Mystic Mayhem. This took me quite some time, and it took a whole lot of team synergy and strategies to get it over with, but I think I did find the right solution to get it done. So Marvel Mystic Mayhem has a challenge mode in the game, which has some really hard, difficult challenges to it, and I beat all of them, thankfully. But there was one challenge in particular that literally took the most of my time, and that was stage 13. I don't know what kind of crack they put in that game mode or that level specifically, but it was terrible. Not the level was terrible, but like the amount of tries it took was just way too long, and like the amount of like team composition and like trying out who works where and how does this work. Like that's the point of the game, obviously. It's to like try out team compositions and like study how they work. But this one just took me way too long. So the way I did it, at first I thought using Scarlet Witch was the answer. She's not the, well, she could be if you use her correctly. But for me, I don't think she was the person to get it done. So my main team composition was Iron Man, Armor, and Juggernaut. These three characters carried me through this level like so easily. Granted, there are some things you have to take into account, of course, as to highlights, as to artifacts and certain character levels, things like that. But those three characters in particular, they did their thing on it. So in today's video, we're gonna be breaking down how I went through the process of beating this challenge stage, as well as breaking down some of the artifacts I used and highlights and what my mindset was really thinking of during that time. Because again, this is like beta footage. This isn't game release footage or anything like that, and this is also coming from first beta test. The second beta test, iOS users weren't granted access, so like things could have changed. I don't know if they kept it the same, they might have, but like the game is coming out soon, so like we might as well get it done. Anyways, so first up we have Armor here. She is level 56 and she has the Stormbreaker artifact and the Sling Ring artifact. I don't think I even need to really go into depth with what they do, but just a refresher, pretty sure Stormbreaker gives 40% more damage to the user who's wearing it, and the Sling Ring gains an extra shield, like a 22% extra shield for the user when they're below half health. So that's honestly pretty good. Yeah, it's simplistic for Armor. Like you guys already know, she's my favorite defensive character in game because she has a lot of utility. I think this has like just way too much. She's broken for like the character she is, man. Like she might be like a quote unquote 2-star or whatever the case may be, but like low key, she's not. Low key, she's not. She also has the Blessing of Ashanti artifact that is granted for any defender character in the game. The wearer's HP increases by 10% after using their ultimate move. The wearer gains a shield equal to 10% of their HP. The wearer also deals 8% more damage. It takes 8% less damage when they have a shield. So you already know Armor's gonna be dealing more damage and taking less damage because of all those defensive shenanigans and whatnot. For Juggernaut, I gave him the Dark Hold and the Crimson Gem. I'm pretty sure the Dark Hold gives like an extra buff to his special move. I think. Yeah, it's ultimate move. Yeah. Okay, there you go. And the Crimson Mark. It's been a long time since I played. All right, it's been a minute. And for highlights, I've given him Learn from the Best. The wearer's defense increases by 16.7%, also increases by 4.4% for every 5 seconds after the battle starts, stacking up to 5 times. So we are increasing defense for every 5 seconds by 4.4%, happens 5 times. So should be around the 20-ish range in terms of like defense increase. So that all around you should be able to have at least 40 more percent of a defense increase from this highlight that I have equipped and everything, right? Like same stats, same awakening stage, all that. And lastly, for Iron Man, I gave him, in terms of highlights, I gave him Friends on the Street. The wearer's attack increases by 16%. The wearer deals 6% more damage to debuffed enemies. So the first artifact that I gave Iron Man was the Gamma Mutagen. I think that's like power generation. I don't remember. It's been too long. But the second one I gave him was also Sling Ring because he needs that defense. So he'll be able to get a shield and like get some extra defense off that too. So now dissecting into the battle, we have Juggernaut in the front end, same as Armor, and Iron Man in the back end. To me, I think that makes the most sense because you don't want Iron Man taking a lot of damage because he will die. He's very squishy. Like, great attack power, but he will die easily. So you want armor or whoever your defensive option is in the front end taking the most damage. It is. So we have armor doing a thing. Iron Man uses his, I'm pretty sure this is his uni beam attack or propulsor, whatever the case may be. But whatever you do, make sure you get rid of those like pods that carry those little flies in them first. Because if you don't, those things are the ones that do most of the damage. If you if you let them live, you will die 100%. So you have to make sure that you get them off quickly. And so with Iron Man, that's why I use the Unibeam quickly. And then as you can see, Juggernaut gets a buff right now, gets a shield buff. And as you can see, I didn't pop those other two pods in time, so those guys are going to do not so great amount of damage towards my defensive characters. But now Iron Man's going to do his dashing move and hit one of the aim soldiers. And then we have Armor doing her aerial ultimate attack. Not great damage, but not bad either. Juggernaut doing his ultimate attack, getting those two other pods out the way. And then Iron Man's going to do his ultimate move, hitting those other two pods. And it should be able to wipe those out, right? Yeah, they're gone. So now we only have 10 enemies left to fight, thankfully. It's kind of smooth sailing from here. It's nothing too difficult. But it's just like the pods are kind of annoying, right? And I don't think I have... Do I have enough mana for this? I don't know. Like, I'm kind of trying to see. Okay, wait. Let's see. Okay, so we got 3 down. The other 3 remain, but that's okay. We can survive it. Will we buff ourselves? What are we gonna do here? What's OLC doing? I like that the armor, like, look at her, like, look at armor, bro. Like, the defensive shield is not going down. Like, it is, but, like, not, like, a lot. And Juggernaut's gonna ram through them again. Good damage. Iron Man's health is still at 100%. He hasn't been hit the whole time because again they're focusing on the defensive characters, right? If it wasn't for them two, Iron Man would have been finished. So that is in a nutshell how I did it. I don't think, like, you can try it with other characters, right? And I know that since not everyone's gonna have access to, you know, 3-star characters like how we did in the beta, you're probably gonna need like a more, like, I guess, cheaper or free-to-play option. Granted, all these characters are free-to-play because if you just summon enough, you can get every character. This takes time. So I don't... You will get armor eventually. I will say that. Like, if you don't get armor somehow in, like, the 50 levels you get up, then I don't know what to tell you. But you will get armor. But if you don't have an option like Iron Man or Juggernaut, I will say your next best bet is probably either... if you have armor already, speaking, is probably Hulk as the other defensive option. At the time, there's only 3 defensive characters in game, and when the game launches, I know Sentry will be there too, but like he's also a 3-star, I'm pretty sure, so he probably won't be easy to get. So, assuming you have Hulk and armor, those 2 defensive characters should be in your front end. As for the ranged character that you don't want to take damage from, or you don't want them to take damage, excuse me, I think maybe Lady Bullseye, she could work, or actually, Misty Knight could work too, if I'm not mistaken. She's a ranged character, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so either Lady Bullseye or Misty Knight. I do think Misty Knight does have a bit more, not viability, but like in terms of like damage output. I rely on Lady Bullseye for like crits and like damage, but like when it comes to like nuking damage, then, you know, then Misty Knight. I think Misty Knight will probably help better because her ultimate is a hard hitting one, same as her other special moves. The only problem, quote unquote, that you might have is that you might need to place her a little bit forward because of her the hexagons or whatever the shapes that she takes up to get her special moves off. And she also doesn't have a dash attack, so like that might be, you know, detrimental to popping those pods, but it won't be terrible. Like, I think you can get it done, but like it'll take you a lot of tries, and like you really have to like see how it's gonna work for you. You know, with Hulk you have healing, so you can heal yourself if need be. Again, the only problem is like Misty Knight is also kind of squishy, so like if she dies, you might not be in the best shape when it comes to you know, dealing with those pods, right? But that does it for today's breakdown. I know this came at a very, very late time, but we are in the end game now of Marvel Mystic Mayhem. The game is coming out in under like 20 something days. Like it's right around the corner, literally right around the corner. It's actually insane. I used to pray for times like this, you know. I used to pray for it. But let me know what you guys think of this stage, and if you guys have ever attempted it, if you play the beta, and when you will attempt it, let me know what team compositions you will use in the comments below. With that being said, my name is LC. Have an amazing day. God bless, and I will catch you all in the next Marvel Mystic Mayhem video.